Title: Girlfriend cheated on me, so I slept with her younger and beautiful sister that had a crush on me. Please hit the like button to support the channel. It wouldn't cost you anything. Thank you. My story started in 2014 when I was 27 and she was 28. Back then I was struggling with my career. Years after graduating from college, I thought I needed a change of scenery. I made a decision to move to Texas for better opportunity. I had broken up with my girlfriend at the time because she cheated on me. 3 weeks before I moved to Texas, I logged into Tinder to look for women in the area I was moving to. That was when I met my girlfriend. We got to know each other before I moved into town. When the day came to move in, she helped me move into my apartment. We were a good match. We moved in together a year later. I've never clicked with someone like I clicked with her. We got along really well, and we say I love yous always. Her 23-year-old younger sister lived in the same neighborhood as me, and her parents live about an hour away from us. She even invited me to Thanksgiving with the family. I met her family. She is the oldest of 3. She had a 23-year-old younger sister that just graduated from college and was taking the entrance exam to attend graduate school. Coincidentally, I was planning on taking the exam as well because I was hoping to enroll in a graduate program to change my career path. Over the next few months, I studied with her younger sister, and we got really close. I was attracted to her, and I suspected that she was attracted to me as well, but we never acted on it since I was in a relationship with her older sister. Moreover, she had a boyfriend back then. The first year was the most incredible years of my life. I spent as much time as possible with my girlfriend. She wasn't an outdoor person, so we would spend most of our free time watching movies. She was everything I could have ever asked for in a partner, and I thought she was the one. After the first year, we moved in together. Back then, she would always bring up marriage and kids and things like that. I had gone back to school to get a graduate degree and was working as well, so I was not in a position to add those additional expenses. And it put a serious strain on me, and I knew it'd put a strain on our relationship. Jobs for me were hard to come by because it was difficult to find a job that will work with my hours, so I took a massive pay cut and worked a very low-wage job that I was overqualified for. It paid the bills, but that was it. My girlfriend had a high-paying job at the time. I never once asked her to support me and always made sure to pay my fair share. In the meantime, I worked my ass off trying to better myself by getting an advanced degree that would lead to a better opportunity and improve my future job prospect. I was depressed and unhappy, but I never showed it, never blamed her for any of it, tried my best to make her happy. The second year after moving in together was okay, some good times, some okay times. It was clear then our relationship wasn't what it used to be, but I chalked that up to us settling in and the honeymoon phase ending. This is also when she started really vocalizing out of nowhere how much she did not want to have kids, even though I never brought it up, and in fact I still don't want to have kids. Then out of the blue she started hinting about how she's perfectly content not getting married too, but again I ignored it. During this time, I graduated from my master program, and I came close to landing a dream job quite a few times, but always came up just short, and each time I could sense her respect for me dwindling. I told myself to stop being irrational and paranoid, and again ignored something that should have been a red flag. Sometimes her younger sister would call me for advice on relationship issues when she is having problem with her boyfriend, and I would complain to her about her sister as well, and she would tell me she would see what she could find out, but she never got back to me on that. That brings us to our last year together. When we first started dating, we had sex pretty much all the time, like as soon as we walked into our apartments. We both have high sex drives, and it was amazing. This past year we had sex a grand total of 11 times. And each time it was her doing me a favor after I had basically begged her. Every time I asked, the response was, "I don't feel SXY," when it should have been, "I don't find you attractive, I don't respect you, and I only keep you around to pay half my rent till someone better comes along." But I respected her wishes and stayed with her because I loved her too much. During this time, I was able to find a good paying job, and because I was in a different state from my close friends and didn't feel like making new ones, the only people I knew in my life at the time was my girlfriend and her younger sister. I got along well with her sister, and the more my girlfriend pulls away from me, the closer I got with her sister. Sometimes we would go out to restaurant together. My girlfriend didn't know I was spending so much time with her sister. She was not close to her sister, so she didn't have any excuse to come around. That's why we kept it hidden from her, because she is known to be a jealous person. Our relationship at the time wasn't romantic, just friends. I had suspected something was really off about my girlfriend. She started going to the gym and lost a bunch of weight and became a very different person, both physically and personality-wise. She became incredibly cold towards me, stopped doing all the routines we used to have. She was always very needy and clingy, but all of that stopped. Whenever she would show me some affection, it just seemed so incredibly forced. I tried talking to her about it many times, and she'd assure me that everything was fine. When I talked to her sister about it, she reassured me that I wasn't crazy and there was something going on. So, I knew I wasn't imagining it. I read threads on Reddit trying to figure what to do if you suspect your partner is having an affair. Every second I spent with her at this point was agony, and I felt incredibly lonely. I wanted to end things then, but didn't know how and didn't do it for fear of it actually being all in my head. I basically was looking for hard evidence at this point. And then few months later she told me she's going on a ski trip with her friends. I asked if I could join, and she said her friends wouldn't allow it because it was supposed to be a girls' trip. In the time we've been together, she had never gone on a trip with anyone except for me. She never even hangs out with her girlfriends outside of work. When I asked her younger sister about it, she said that my girlfriend would be the last person she would think of going on a ski trip. I knew she was having an affair, but I couldn't confront her without evidence. I didn't stop her. I acted supportive and continued to try and focus on myself. When she returned, that's when I started trying to collect evidence. We've always been very open with our cell phones and computers around each other. We both know each other's passwords, etc. She'd always leave her phone laying around the house, and I'd sometimes use it to take pics. But after she came back, her phone was with her 24/7. Not only that, but she was constantly texting. I still didn't act. She even went in for minor surgery one day, and I had her phone with me the entire time, but I decided against checking it. I should have. She started making constant bathroom visits that'd last more than 30 to 40 minutes. Now I realized I should have checked her phone and was just looking for an opportunity. Then on Thursday she tells me she has to go visit her parents upstate for a family emergency. Her younger sister had gone a day earlier, and my girlfriend would go on Friday after work. She said she would spend the night because her dad is going in for surgery. Her younger sister confirmed it, but my paranoia was still on high alert, and I was scrutinizing her every move and word. So, she leaves for work on Friday, and I check her computer. One of the tabs has a Google Maps direction to a neighboring city from her workplace, definitely not where her parents live. By the way she spent the night before being very affectionate with me, she slept the entire night in my arms, something she's been repulsed by for a long time. I don't know if she was guilty or trying to put my mind at ease, but that got my attention as well. I don't get any texts from her all Friday. I go into work Friday night and still no texts. Also, by the way, the day before she bought some really SXY lingerie, showed them off to me, and then chose to wear the most revealing one to go meet this guy. I called her sister, and she told me that she didn't arrive on Friday. She told her that she was going to see a friend and would be coming to see their parents the following day. Girlfriend then texts me Saturday morning telling me how her parents were doing and how she spent the night with them, not knowing that her sister already told me that she wasn't with her parent. After we got off the phone, I called her sister to confirm, and her sister told me that she just came in that Saturday morning. I called my girlfriend on Sunday afternoon, and she told me she will be home in a few hours. It took her 5 hours to make a 1-hour drive. And her sister told me that she left Sunday morning, most likely had another morning session with the guy. The following Monday evening we planned on going to a baseball game, and we took her car. And I see cash in her car. She never keeps cash in her car like that unless she has to pay tolls. Her parents' house doesn't involve tolls, but the Google Maps destination involved tolls, I remembered. I go to work Tuesday night, and she goes out with one of her girlfriends to a bar at like 10 p.m. She doesn't get home till 2 a.m. I was on the verge of texting her and asking her if she was spending the night with someone, but just as I was about to, she called me and came home. Wednesday, she goes into work. After she gets home, we get some dinner and relax in bed for the rest of the evening. She spends the whole time texting on her phone while she's laying right next to me, but tilting the phone away from her so I wouldn't notice what she's typing. It's incredible how stupid she thought I was. Every time she'd put the phone down, it'd be face down. She goes to take a shower and takes the phone with her. I have at this point decided I'm checking her phone tonight, even if I have to snatch it out of her hands and run to the bathroom. I wait for her to fall asleep. Tell my final mental goodbyes to a girl I used to know and this life I've built with her. I take her phone and sneak to the bathroom. I check her text conversations. None of them seem out of the ordinary. Only guy there is her dad. I turn off the phone and am about to put it back when something in my head made me turn back and check it again. The top conversation is from one of her girlfriends I know. I open it. It's not her girlfriend, just her name that she was using to hide this dude. I see all the texts, everything they did Friday and Saturday morning. How much she likes him, how much she wants him, etc. I've never felt so defeated and miserable in my life. I didn't think I would be, but seeing those texts were something else. I stormed out of the room and woke her up. She came clean and admitted to the guy but didn't admit to anything else. I can't really believe anything she says anymore. She wasn't even upset, just mildly annoyed. Blamed our faulty relationship on me. I told her I was going to propose to her this Christmas, and that made her even angrier. She told me she had made it very clear she didn't want to get married. I know that's another lie. She does want to get married and have kids, just not with me. We broke up the following day, and I decided to move out the apartment. Her sister called me when she heard we had broken up. I didn't respond to her call. I was not in a good state then. It took me about a week to get over the breakup. I focused on myself and work. Her sister called and texted me a couple of times, but I ignored her messages. My girlfriend left a bad taste in my mouth, and I thought her younger sister would remind me of her. Moreover, she had a boyfriend, and I didn't see us going anywhere. About 2 months later, I ran into her sister at a local grocery store. I was actually the one that spotted her and approached her. She was surprised to see me. We hugged each other and shopped together. After shopping, we sat in her car catching up. I was surprised to find out that my ex-girlfriend had already moved in with her new man. It was clear that the affair had been going on for a long time. I also found out that the younger sister, whom I am speaking with, had broken up with her boyfriend and now single. I thought it was my opportunity to swoop in, since I have always known that we had a thing for each other, but never acted on it, because I was in a relationship with her sister. Her response was no. Because I was her sister's ex, and she doesn't know how her sister will feel about it. I told her that her sister has moved on with her life. We left that conversation open. I left feeling double hurt. I went home regretting why I approached her at the grocery store. I should have kept no contact. I was almost fully recovered from the breakup. I didn't want to call her or pressure her, so I didn't call her back for 3 days. Then she texted me on a Thursday asking me what I was doing on Friday. We went out on Friday and ended the night at my apartment. We became friends with benefit, and we quickly realized we both wanted more from the relationship. We got into a secret relationship because she wasn't ready to tell her sister about us. 3 months after my breakup with her older sister, she broke the news to my ex that we were dating. It came as a surprise to me because she was telling me all along that she was going to keep it a secret. Her sister didn't take the news well. Even though she left me for a new relationship with the guy she cheated on me with, she called me a predator and all kind of names. She told me that I have been cheating on her all along with her younger sister, and I am the worst human being. She told me that I was dating her younger sister out of spite, and I am not capable of loving anyone. I hanged up on her because I didn't owe her any explanation. Her sister had turned 24 at the time, and I was about to turn 28, so I wasn't sure why she even cared. She tried to force her sister to break up our relationship, but her sister refused to do that, so my ex cut contact with her younger sister. We were a better match for each other. She is more laid back and intellectually sound, younger, and better looking. I went home with her for Christmas and introduced her to my parent, something that I didn't do for my ex. 5 months into our dating, she got pregnant, and I proposed to her. She married before her elder sister and would have a baby before her. Knowing who my ex is, she would be jealous. Her sister refused to come to our wedding, thinking that everything is about her, and I was dating her younger sister out of spite. She tried to get all her family members to break up our relationship, but when they realized how happy we were, they began to play lip service to her. I believe it was 2 years into our marriage that my now 31-year-old ex broke up with her boyfriend she cheated on me with. He was cheating on her with another woman, and apparently the other woman was younger and a better option. I had her younger sister as my wife and a new boy. By then she had reconciled with her younger sister. My wife helps her through her nasty breakup. I told my wife that I don't want to see her older sister in my house or near my child. Fast forward 7 years and counting, and our relationship couldn't be better. I now have 3 kids, and my ex-girlfriend is still single. She dates here and there, but they never amount to nothing. She had been trying to reach out to me to get closure, but I don't want anything to do with her. She tries to be nice to me or have a conversation with me at family gatherings, but I don't give her a time of the day. She is afraid to come by our house and would complain to her parent that I was being a jerk to her. But I don't care. I don't want anything to do with her. Please hit the like button for more content like this one. Thanks.